friends, Bobbi Boudman here, running for state rep in Ossipee, Tuftonboro, and Wolfboro. And we're going to move on to number 2 on the Conway Daily Sun letters. So again, just to review, Glenn Cordelli, who represents us, refuses to do any forums, and he refuses to have a debate with me or discussion with me. Conway Daily Sun had asked him if he would, and he won't appear. He didn't show up at any of the forums so far, even a nonpartisan get-to-know-your candidate that his party held at the library last Friday. So we're going to just, and all he's kind of doing all over social media is calling me names. And so let's just get to the facts. So we're going to discuss number 2, the Unconstitutional Divisive Concepts bill that Glenn Cordelli sponsored. So I suggested we talk about that, and then Rep. Cordelli's response, of course, was kind of a little attack, of course, as always. Miss Boudman claims I sponsored a bill on divisive concepts. Well, I don't claim it. I mean, he just did it. So let's just go through it and see what it says and see why it is unconstitutional. So here is I have to keep clicking this picture thing. Here is the bill. In 2021, HB 544, session 2021, and let's just pull up the bill text really quickly. And there is Rep. Cordelli's name, House Bill 544, and this is the bill on his divisive concepts. I think probably one of my my favorite things in this bill that is just that you couldn't enforce in any way in a classroom. A teacher teaching an individual by virtue of his or her race or sex is inherently racist, sexist, or oppressive, whether consciously or unconsciously. Well, I'm pretty sure we can't figure out what we're unconsciously biased about and oppressive about. So that's the bill, but let's click the back button here, and we are going to, I probably shouldn't have done that yet. We're going to go to the bill docket, and that is where we're going to see the popularity of this bill and what happened with it. So as you can see, there was a division vote. That's what that DV means, division vote. So it's not a roll call, so we can't see who voted. But we know 347 legislators voted to lay this on the table, to stop the bill, put it on the table. Only 18 voted for it. We can't see who the 18 are. But again, 347 said no to it. So there was our representation. Our representation is that the bill stopped. So then we move forward for a very unpopular bill, and we go on to this bill ending up as a rider bill in HB2. This is the budget, so it's a rider bill. So this has nothing to do with our legislators hashing this out and saying they want this bill or don't want this bill. They just shoved it in the budget, and we will click on this so you can see, and I'll just do a quick find, and there we go, typing in the word racist. Lets us see right where Mr. Cordelli's part of this bill is. So again, here is where they shoved it in our budget. Again, we no longer have representation because now it's just being a rider bill pushed in the budget. Okay. They did that with quite a few things that year. They did that with this. They did that with the school vouchers, and they did that with abortion access in this budget. So little problematic. But so now we have 544 that he sponsored. Then they put it in the budget. Okay. So what's problematic about this? Let me click on the actual law. the filing and why it is unconstitutional. So I probably should go back to the beginning of this case. Let's go back to the beginning so you can see that case was filed. Let me move that over there, sorry, so I can see. And we can see right at the beginning, the background, the law at issue is the case that have the Genesis, New Hampshire, House Bill 544 that we talked about. And so it goes on. So you know that it came from that. And it's giving you the background that it was the executive order based on anti-American propaganda, which was the CRT talking points for a while. And then let's put that back there again so I can go down to the conclusion, because this could be really long if I stayed on it more than this. Okay. So let's go down to the conclusion. And you can see right here, the judge declared the amendments are viewpoint-based restrictions on speech that do not provide either fair warning to the educators of what they prohibit or sufficient standards for law enforcement to prevent arbitrary and discriminatory enforcement. Thus, the amendments violate the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. So there you go. 544, divisive concepts, is unconstitutional. We have the decision right there. Sadly, we are going to spend even more money and we are going to appeal this. Our state is going to spend our money and appeal it. But I just want to go through and just show you a few other things about this bill that were highly problematic. So when this bill was put into the budget, Frank Eldeblut immediately put up this page to turn teachers in for violating this law that nobody can really interpret. And so he put up this right of freedom from discrimination, which we can all agree. We do not want discrimination in our schools, which is probably why we have all this DEI for diversity, equity, and inclusion, so we can include people so we do not discriminate against them. But so he put up this page on our education site to turn teachers in. So this was if someone could like catch a teacher accidentally saying something about someone being unconsciously biased and pointing out that there's biases. So these were these inherently racist, sexist, or oppressive, whether consciously or unconsciously. So we have our Commissioner of Education just whipping everybody up into a frenzy over this. But what's worse about this, so this is the page, turn it on, and then he even created a form that you could fill out to turn the teacher in. But what made it worse was that, and I'll just skip right over to it, they put a bounty on teachers' heads for $500. So Moms for Liberty, a group, was going to give a $500 bounty for catching a school teacher breaking this law that is, again, unconstitutional now, ruled unconstitutional, but also that nobody could even decipher or understand. So we have our Commissioner of Education attacking our teachers. So let me go back to here now. Okay, so I just wanted to throw this one out there. If you just want to go to Frederick Douglass's great speech about the race problem. For example, if a teacher wanted to teach this under this divisive concepts law, the teacher could have been turned in. There could have been a bounty, and the teacher would have lost their license. So this whole divisive concepts is just one more step at dismantling our public schools and taking away teachers' rights and our children's rights to have free speech. This was so problematic that it made Forbes, where New Hampshire Moms for Liberty put that bounty on the teachers' heads. And then a really good article I just want to leave you with, just because one of our local, this is about our local school and a local teacher and a local visit. But this is about lessons from the Holocaust. That under this article is great. It's in the Boston Globe. The anti-woke legislation making K through 12 teachers in New Hampshire nervous. So this is about Glenn Cordelli's bill, and Mr. Cordelli's even highlighted in it. And he proudly, look at him, he's very proud there about his divisive concepts. So I just would encourage you to read this. But again, unconstitutional. This is not what we're about. We're just not about this. We're not about harming each other. We're about uplifting each other. And that's the beauty of a public school, that we can come together and uplift each other, and we can see differences, and we can talk about differences, and we can find where our history was problematic so we can move forward and grow. And I just have to throw this out there. My child went to public school, but my child also homeschooled. My child also privately was in a co-op. So we had a myriad of schools, and sadly I didn't originally want to homeschool, but our schools are not situated for every child at every moment, and I would rather see a lot of the funding that is going into, like the $104 million that they want to do for universal vouchers, Glenn Cordelli wants to do for universal school vouchers. I mean, there are others in the legislature, but that's his number one platform. I just can't even imagine what we could do with that $104 million if we actually invested it in our public schools, and we could support some of the children who don't fall under IEPs or 504s with a myriad of issues that the schools aren't able to handle right now. Anyway, I just wanted to run you quickly through this, and November 5th, you got to vote, guys. Gotta vote. You just gotta vote. We're better than this. We're better than right to knows, and we're better than $500 bounties on our teachers. And you just gotta get out there, and you gotta tell friends about this, because this is, we gotta stop this. Anyway, thanks, Bobbi Boudman. Vote for me November 5th.